Please remember to check out our other videos and click on the subscribe button and click on the bell icon so you get notifications each time we upload another video.
Hi folks, and welcome to another episode, and welcome to the fantastic Maxus eDeliver 3. I've got my little bit of paper here with all the details on it. So far, well impressed. I've just driven this 52 miles, started with 41% state of charge and got here with 10. And that was all motorway at 70 miles an hour, and today's not been a great day for range. Very windy, head into the wind, so it's performing quite well from that perspective. The regen is completely off the chart. If you let off, whether you're in eco mode or normal driving mode, it feels similar to that of a Tesla Model 3, BMW i3, that sort of standard, so pretty good. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, it's Chinese, it's going to be rubbish, and that's just not the case. It's really, really well built. Everything in here is well bolted down, and it's got a lot of good features and a lot of things that I sort of miss from the EMV that I drive. We're covering about 1,000 miles a week at the moment in our EMV. And range is not that much of an issue, but you could always want more, and ultimately that will be extended. But let me just tell you what it's got. So it comes with 2 driving modes, 3 energy recovery systems, factory fitted bulkhead, this is standard, electric windows, electric mirrors, heated as well, air conditioning, heated seats which are instant and just about right, but they're only one stage, Bluetooth, cruise control, reversing camera, rear parking sensors, 7-inch touchscreen, tyre pressure monitoring, multifunction steering wheel, remote central lock-in, and the build, as I've said, and especially in the back from the factory, it's even got a roof lining similar to this, so it's very, very good value for what you pay for what you get. Now let me just give you a quick view of the inside. It's absolutely blowing a hoolie today, and I've got to get out and show you around it, so it's going to be very windy. There might be a bit of noise. I've not brought the sock for the GoPro. Let me give you what it looks like from the driver's perspective. So multifunction steering wheel, auto lights this side. You don't get front fog lights, but you do get LED DRLs. That's the sort of screen layout. If I just flick through there, you might be able to see what you get. So at the moment it's only got 30 miles of range, and I've got about, well, it's about 20%. And then battery voltage just there, that's your amperage, that's coming in because I'm on a charger at the moment. I'm on that Instavolt charger. It's only a 50, but it is charging at 47 kilowatts, so pretty impressive. And then it shows you speed and it shows you instant consumption. Now unfortunately this has got a one of these fitted to it which drops the 12 volt out when you park it, so all my trip information's gone, but it got 0 miles on it when I picked it up, so you can see that that's set, so 52 miles there. There's your touch screen. It's quite reactive. It does what it's meant to, does it all at the right speeds. There's no navigation on here, but the stereo is decent. It doesn't seem to have DAB, but it plays all your music through your phone, which is what you want it to do. Here's your gear selector, just there, into drive, neutral, reverse, and then if we look down, we've got a manual handbrake. Look behind it, 2 huge cup holders and some cubby storage, and again, just a little bits there for your paperwork. No glove box, but you do get this little cubby hole here. The seats, now, these are really interesting because standard, you come with the driver's armrest, a passenger armrest and a driver's armrest. Underneath the plastic are really, really comfortable, really good material, hard wearing, good support on the squab and on the bolster. I don't want to take the plastic right off because other people are going to probably drive this. Now then, just here, here's your charging cable, which I've just tipped out over the floor because the bag's open. And underneath is your granny charger, so you get a type 2 and you get your granny, and they stow just under the seat very nicely. Come across, there's your heated seat controls. Now these seats unfortunately have got no height adjustment, but they do obviously move forwards and backwards, and you've got your tilt at the rear. Back to the steering wheel. You've you've only got a rake adjustment, unfortunately, no reach, which I've got to say I probably would want the steering wheel a little bit further forward, but it's no biggie. And with this armrest just here, that's so comfortable. And then again, your other arms rest in there. So, and then cruise control on, stereo controls there, and your phone buttons. So all in all, it's very, very nice. I'm very, very impressed. Down here, manual key, remote central lock-in, and then that's your ignition startup. It's got TPMS monitoring as well, which is nice. Okay, so I'm just going to pull the bonnet catch while I'm here, because I need to show you something else what it does, but I want to show you in the back. So that's just outside. Sorry about the wind. Only one side loading door, which is a little bit disappointing because I do use both side loading doors. The sound, if I can block the wind, and the ease that the doors shut, it is really good quality. The mirrors, huge, really good visibility from them as well. And there you go, that's your sort of side on profile. Hey, coming to the back, side loading door, good space there. On the EMV that I drive, that's quite a small area. I mean, it's a smaller van, but that's quite a small area, but this makes it accessibility. And if you did want a toolbox there, which ultimately we would have, that would work really well. Looking at the floor, this is all factory, so factory fitted. That would be a perfect floor for most people. Really good quality. And then the fittings up here, this is all factory as well. And again, really good quality. And as I said, it's even got a roof lining. I've got to say that candle there doesn't look like it's going to do much. This would definitely need upgrading in my opinion. But for a van, being that most of the time people have these ply lines for whatever business they're in, this is pretty good. I probably would say we'd add some arch boxes, some wheel arch boxes, just to protect those, because these are susceptible to damage, especially in the line of work that we do. But overall, pretty good. Okay, let's come round to the back doors. It's going to get windy now, I apologise. So, let's try and block this out. Back doors open like that, and then you can actually push them round, and they'll give you a flush finish like that as well. So, yeah, good for accessibility, especially if you want to chuck a pallet in there. So let's get them closed up. I think they're looking at those, what's that, 60/40? Yeah, 60/40 on the rear doors. So yeah, good space, good space. In terms of the EMV, for a comparable, in case you can't work it out from the camera, the EMV width I think would come to about, I'm going to say about here. So you've probably got this much extra going to the side. I'll put the actual sizes and comparisons at the bottom of the screen for you so you can see. But yeah, really nice, really nice. They've done a good job. And if you want to get under the bonnet, just take it off. Oh, there's my mask. So back in the driver's seat, really good door bins there, so nice angle to drop a bottle of something in there, and then keys and wallets and things tend to go in there. Now then, I need to talk to you about a few of the quirks, because there are a few things that I'm not going to say I don't like, but will definitely take a bit of getting used to. And bearing in mind, there's a lot of other vans that are coming out now, e-vans. We've got the Vivaro E, which we'll be driving in a few weeks. We've got the EMV, which sadly is dying now. It's come to the end of its life, and they don't look to be replacing it. But there are plenty of them out there, so it's definitely still in the mix. When you put the heater on, which is down here, I'm just going to do this now. So you turn the heater on and you press the button for heat, and that's it. You don't get to adjust the heat. Now I've had a read through the manual just to sort of check that I wasn't doing something wrong. but there seems to be one temperature for heat, and then you can halve the heat by pressing the eco button, which is next to it. Let me just show you that now. This is your heater controls. There is the heat button, so you turn the fan speed on, you press the heat button, and the heater is ferocious as well. It's really potent, and then if you press that, that halves the heat. But even with it halved, it's still quite hot. I just don't understand why they wouldn't put some kind of temperature regulation on there. It seems a bit odd. You know, you might not want that setting or that setting. You might want 21 or 22 or 23 or 24, but it seems a bit strange. The other thing is, I don't seem to be able to get the aircon and the heat to come on at the same time. But when you put the air conditioning on, this also halves the power for the air conditioning. So yeah, a little bit strange. It seems to be one or the other. I've tried all different fandangle sort of setups, and no matter what I do, it only does one of them. Now then, this is another point. Let's turn the heater off and turn the aircon on, and you need to have a little listen, because you can hear the air conditioning compressor coming through, and it really comes through. Let's give it a second. Oh, here we go. Right then, I don't know if you can hear that, but if I turn this up a bit, in fact, now I'll turn it down, I can feel the air conditioning compressor resonating through my feet. It was a little bit worse than this earlier on. It seems to have calmed down a little bit. Oh, there we go. Let's put it on a half and see what it does. Here we go again. Okay, not sure if you can hear that, but I can definitely hear it and feel it, and now it's tripped out again. So yeah, that's definitely not awesome. I don't know whether it's just this van that maybe just needs some extra gas, or it's got a fault with the compressor, but it's a bit on the noisy side. So I might have to test one of the others just to see, because I've got 4 of these. Okay, so I've been on the Charger 4. I'm just trying to read it. It's one of the old Instavolt units. I've been on for, it's charging at 46 kilowatts. I'm at 42% state of charge, and I've been on for 21 minutes, which isn't bad. I'll check that with the app actually and overlay that so you can see it. But yeah, quite impressive charging speed. I suppose really what I need to do is get on and drive it and show you what it's like on the road. So let's do that. It took 48 kilowatts right up until 80%, and then it did its normal thing where it dropped off a cliff. I don't know if you can hear the sorry, I'm just putting my maps on so I know where I'm going. If you can hear the pedestrian warning noise. There we go, it's turned off at 15 miles an hour. It's awful. Aren't they all? So the power is pretty ferocious, as well as the regen. Even in eco mode, given a comparable from the EMV 200, I think the EMV's got about, at best, 2/3 of what this offers. Oh. This is pretty potent. I've just put my foot down there a little bit, so that's 20, 30, there goes my phone, 40. Okay, so, well, my phone will probably give you an idea of just how potent it is. In terms of road noise, it's a bit of a difficult one for me, because our van is chocker full of kit and it rattles and rumbles, but as it stands at the moment empty, bearing in mind that's just a big airbox, so it's going to pick up any sound, it's really good. It's a particularly windy day, so I've got a lot of side wind and I can hear that whistling over the 8 pillars and the mirrors, but very good, very impressive, well refined. So all them people are sitting there saying, oh, it's Chinese, it's going to be crap, it's going to be rubbish, it's going to be no good, it's just not the case. It just is not the case at all. I suppose the question I've got to ask myself is, would I swap the EMV for this? And yes, I would. I wouldn't hesitate to. But there's a lot of reasons for that, and I've got to be fair to the EMV. The EMV is an older van, it's been around for a long time, and it's a good van. I love our EMV, it does such a good job. But I don't doubt for 1 minute that this would surpass it in all areas of just quality, performance, range, all that business. But it needs to, because it's a brand new van. I mean, it's just arrived. The EMV's been around for what 10 years. So yeah, I would do. It's just a very, very nice place to be, and a very, very nice vehicle to drive. The handling on this is definitely better than the EMV. Okay, it's wider, it's got a bigger battery, lower centre of gravity, so all that's going to help. But it definitely feels more planted. In fact, it feels more planted than, say, Nissan Leaf, for example. Even though it's much higher, it feels wide. It feels like it's got some substance to it. This road that I'm driving down now is particularly bad. It's quite broken up in a lot of places, and just all feels good. All feels well planted, nice and quiet. I am overall 110% impressed with this van, and I kind of want one. I do. I've done about 60 miles in it now, and it's just, look, I've just got my armrest here, I've got my other arm resting on the door. The space across the floor is because it's flat, there's nothing in the middle, so I can just put my leg straight into the passenger area there. And that in its own is useful, especially for carrying things. Sometimes I have to put parts in the front of mine, and I've got my bag, and that just makes sense. It gives you more area to use. I mean, why would you fill that area? There's no need to. I feel like the heater's sorted itself out, actually. You know what I said about the heater being a bit quirky and not being able to maintain the temperature? Well, actually, I've put the heater on, and I've put it onto the Eco button, which is on the left-hand side, or the half, what's it called? Econ? The half button, if you like, is what it says in the manual. And that seems to have calmed it down quite nicely. Average 30 kilowatt hours per 100 miles. So that tells me about 140 mile range at 70. Not bad at all. And it's quite a big frontal area. It's a big van to look at. One of the vans. If you're looking to buy a van now, a diesel especially, or an e-van, really you should consider this, because it's an awesome bit of kit, really good load space, great payload, and amazing power, amazing price. What more can I say? Get yourselves down here, get a test drive in one, give it a bash, see what you reckon.